When are you planning on having kids?
If you want more than one, don't wait too long.
Did you know getting pregnant after 35 is considered a geriatric pregnancy?
Let's face it, parenting and fertility choices often seem to be everybody else's business. And while the coronavirus pandemic has made it hard to plan for the future, for lots of women, it's finally given them the chance to take control of the next big step in life, having a baby.
I froze my eggs because I knew that I was going to be a mother.
I thought it was a good investment.
I knew that as you get older, the eggs are less viable in your body.
The biological clock is absolutely ticking. You don't want to worry so much about having children early. I think that freezing your eggs is a great idea.
I just wanted to have, if God forbid I needed it, a backup plan.
Tel Aviv has a notoriously frustrating dating scene, and women are done with it. They're like, okay, well, if this is what's out there, then I'm going to cover all my bases.
The world expected a baby boom, but instead it got an egg freezing one.
Fertility clinics around the world are seeing an uptick in women freezing their eggs. New York's Langone Fertility Center has experienced a 41% increase over the last year. In the United Kingdom, clinics have reported a 50% rise in egg freezing inquiries during lockdown.
And here in Israel, egg freezing has increased fourfold since 2015.
It's one of the fastest growing sectors of the exploding fertility industry, which brought in over $16 billion in 2020 and is expected to be worth more than $28 billion by 2025.
But freezing your eggs in most countries isn't cheap.
In Israel, it's legal to freeze your eggs from age 30. Unless it's for a medical reason, they do it beforehand.
Women who choose to freeze their eggs for non-medical reasons, she have to pay for it.
So each hospital has different prices, depending if you're going public or private. But a lot of women shop around different hospitals because different hospitals have cheaper rates. Yeah, it's a market.
In Israel, the average cost of just one round of egg freezing is 15,000 shekels. That's around $4,400.
It may sound like a lot, but it's still better than in most other Western nations. In the United States, a single cycle can average anywhere from $6,000 to $20,000. So how does the process work? Egg freezing allows a woman to preserve her ability to get pregnant in the future. It requires receiving a round of hormone injections that stimulate the ovaries to produce multiple eggs.
Eggs are harvested from ovaries and stored for later use. The frozen egg can then be thawed, combined with sperm in a lab, in a procedure that's called in vitro fertilization. Women are born with all the eggs they will ever have. As time goes on, eggs are lost and the quality deteriorates until menopause, when they run out completely.
That's why lots of doctors recommend that women freeze their eggs when they're as young as possible if they want to get pregnant later on in life, since their ovarian reserves may be significantly depleted by the time they decide they're ready to have kids, and their eggs may also become less viable as they age.
Now, it's not a given that a doctor will be able to pull out viable eggs, or even enough, during each round of extraction, meaning that some women may have to go through multiple cycles.
My name is Gila Bablik. I'm 32 years old and I'm freezing my eggs. When I was 23, I had a stroke. I had blood clots in my brain. Nobody had spoken to me about my fertility back then. Almost a year ago, I was scrolling through Facebook. It was during lockdown. My friend posted an article about how she froze her eggs at the age of 29. So after reading her article, I decided to look into it myself and just see what's up. My next step was to go to the OBGYN, and she's like, you need to do this now. If I had waited until I was older, it might have been not as positive.
This week, Gila went through her first egg extraction. She's sharing her entire journey online to provide support and knowledge for other women. Just like many others, she's likely going to need to go through multiple cycles for a successful outcome. That means a lot of money, which begs the question, is it really worth it? Studies indicate that there's a 10 to 30% chance that frozen eggs will result in pregnancy. But despite the relatively low numbers, the industry is booming.
Freezing eggs is one thing, and getting pregnant is another thing. And it's increased the chance, but it's not insurance policy.
There's no promises in life, in anything we do. But I'm doing the best that I can, and I know this is the best option for me at this very moment. I want to be able to have control of my future. So for me, I felt proud. Like, I took this into my own hands, and I'm doing this.